It should be going.
Hi, everybody.
No, it should be going live.
It is. We are live. How are you, Connie?
I'm good. I thought I was gonna get a. Sorry, I look kind of like that deer in the headlight look, but I thought that I was gonna get me a countdown, 30 seconds, and guess what? It didn't happen. So yeah, sorry.
Modern technology.
Yeah, I think it'd been simpler if we'd have just sent a letter, gave you 30 seconds in the letter. Here you go, 30
Right,
seconds.
right,
It's
right.
time.
Yeah.
So, how's everybody doing this evening?
Hope everybody's doing good. I got a little bit of a cold going on, so pardon my nasalness.
Well, the show must go on.
That's right. That's right.
And,
Exactly.
that's just the way. How come this is looking like this?
Yep, yep, yep.
All right.
Hi, Gloria. Happy to see you too.
Hey there. How
So,
are you? How are you? Good to see you. We're going to talk about a few things.
what a week.
Yeah, it's been a week. It's been a life.
Yeah.
It ain't been a week. It's been a life. Let's go there. But I got
Some of
so
it.
much that to cover. I got so much to cover. I want to start off real quick this time. I usually let. Well, first let me tell you something. Linda, I've been making soap.
I know.
And I've been making soap with goat milk.
I know. I got mine today
And
and I used it.
and I don't know if that goat is very happy about me using it for soap, but you know what I gotta say? I don't care. Sorry.
Right.
Sorry, thank you. You're helping everybody's skin out so they can look young and wonderful. So you just keep producing it.
There you go.
There it
Thank
is.
you, Mr. Goat.
Yep, thank you. It's Mrs. Goat.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. Goat's gonna give much anything.
Well, this is true.
But
A headache.
I right, right. Oh yeah, they do give you a headache. Um, I got a couple things I want to go over real quick, and then I'm going to turn it over to you. But this morning I woke up and I had my plans on what I was going to talk about, but by golly, my things changed. Did everybody see that Weinstein got out of prison today? That his ruling was overthrown, and I think he's got another sentence for 16 years in California he's got to go do, but he got off those sexual charges.
Gruesome will pardon him.
Well, see, there you go. And then you're going to have Weinstein running around, and it's kind of funny how they all have a Steen at the end, aren't they? Epstein, Weinstein, Diddy Steen. I just, he's a Steen, you just don't know it. But I was, yeah, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about. And the other thing I wanted to talk about real quick is, you know, we got people that are protesting everywhere, screaming and hollering, free Palestine, free Palestine. Well, I wonder if we were in Palestine, if we could scream and holler free America. You think they'd allow that?
No, they'd drop a missile on us.
Or chop our head off?
One
They
or the
wouldn't.
other, because they certainly wouldn't just send us home.
No. they're not going to be happy about hearing us scream "Free America,"
No.
but they're over there at all of our. And these are smart colleges too. This is like Harvard and Princeton and
Yale.
UCLA and all these big fancy colleges, and they're all out
But
there living
but
in a tent, screaming and hollering, "Free
right.
Palestine."
Well, but they may be prestigious colleges, but that doesn't mean that they produce smart people. Hence, look at our government. Most of them are from Ivy League schools.
Well, maybe it's not so much their fault as it is what they're taught. That's kind of the way I kind of look at it. It ain't them; it's that what they've been taught. But I was thinking while I was watching these kids screaming and hollering and acting all goofy and "Let's free Palestine," and I thought, in America, you're American. And it don't matter what color you are. It don't matter what gender you are. It doesn't matter what nationality you are. You're American. So I think that I'm going to write my congressman and I'm going to tell him, I'm going to say, this is what I think. If you want on an application, instead of putting white, Hispanic, black, or whatever, I think they
Right.
ought to put American or other,
Right. Right.
you know, because
Well,
we're all
obviously,
Americans.
obviously, if you want to be Asian American or you want to be Latino American, then you still don't want to give up that first part.
Well,
So
we're all Americans.
right.
And when our Congress, when they passed that bill to give everybody all their billions of dollars, here, let me give this one a billion, let me give this one a billion, let me give this one, let's give billions all around. And we've got homeless people, and we got people that are working two jobs to make a living, and we got people that are barely making it. Yeah. And then you're going to turn around and you're going to give all these billions of dollars to all these other countries. It's a good thing it's digital, because I think some of it's being laundered, so they're getting it back a lot quicker. But they got up in our Congress, all our people that represent us got up and waved the Ukrainian flag
Uh,
and did this hallelujah thing.
yeah.
Now,
What a shame.
you think
What a
that's right?
slap in the face to us.
I think so too. I mean, do you think for 1 second that I could go over there and wave my American flag in their courthouse? Do you
Do you
think
think
they'd
the
let
Ukrainians
me?
do you think the Ukrainians are waving our flag in their court?
No, I can guarantee you they ain't waving nothing over there in their White House. They're no, heck no, they're not.
Nope. Nope.
No, no. What did y'all think about that? I'd like to know what y'all thought about that. Did you think that was real clever that they were over there waving the Ukrainian flag in our House Congress? Because I sure didn't. It kind of made me a little mad. And I had to kind of simmer down a little bit, because I thought, you know what, I'm American. And then what'd you tell me, Linda? They're going to start changing the state flags now.
Yes. Yes. Minnesota goes live May 11th. And it's a shame. It's a shame what it looks like. You guys, you got to look it up. You can't make this stuff up. You just can't. You can't make it up.
Well, I think Texas fell under all the. You had to have three colors and one symbol, and
Yep.
that's about what we got: three colors and one symbol. So I really hope Texas don't change their flag, but the rest of them, I couldn't
Mm,
believe it. I just couldn't believe it. I had to
Yep.
look it up when you told me that.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, you can't make that stuff up. You just can't. Trying to find it for y'all. That's not it. Trying to find it so you can see it. It says it's on Amazon, but it's not coming. Oh, there we go.
Wait till you see. Look, doesn't it look like a foreign country to you?
That's not gonna work.
Bring it back just a little bit because I saw it. You
Huh.
know what? I'm with you, Glory Jean. I'll fight for it too. I don't
Well,
want our flag to change. Who do these people think they are? They go up there and they think they can change everything.
well, you can
Hey,
see the star.
yeah, and then it's
They
blue.
changed it to an 8-point star.
Yeah, and I just I don't get it. I don't get it, and I don't think it's right.
I don't either.
You know what? I don't want nobody else's flag. I kind of like my flag.
Well, mine's ugly,
Anyway,
but I don't want no 8-point star on my flag. But
well, they want them all to be easy and simple.
hmm
I don't think that's what our founding fathers wanted. I don't think they wanted us to do all this stuff that they're doing to us right now.
and I think I read that they can't have words on it anymore either. I think that's what I was reading.
Okay, so when you looked at I looked it up too, but I didn't see who the devil decided on this. Is that our Congress or was it our Senate or was it Marshmallow Head?
I think it was, you know, the blue states that decided.
Oh, so they can decide for me.
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what's fascinating to me is you get these things, they come to your front porch and you look at them and they say, "You know what? I am for this and I am for that and I'm going to change this and I'm going to change that and I'm going to make your life so easy and and they don't do one bit of that. They get up there and they turn into the creature from the Black Lagoon and they don't do nothing. Nothing,
Yep.
not a thing. They don't do any of it. Turn into a swamp creature.
And then they say, "Oh, my hands were tied." You probably didn't even try.
I don't think they try.
I don't
I
think they try to do anything for the states anymore, do they? Do
no,
they even
I
try to do anything? It's all about Israel and Ukraine, and it's all about everybody else.
well, I gotta say something. I'm all about helping Israel. I will defend Israel till the day I die. Last breath, I'll defend Israel. But this is where I got a problem with that war. Israel wasn't bothering a soul. They were just going on minding their own business, doing whatever. And Hamas, which by the way, these kids are calling themselves Hamas like they know what it means. We're Hamas. I thought if you only knew what that meant, you wouldn't be calling yourself that. And
But
the and Hamas.
you know what? You know what, Kenny? They they come from there. They probably do know what it means, and they probably do side with that.
Well, they need to go back home.
Well,
So they go over there and they start this thing with Israel. Israel is just a little bitty tiny place. It's only about, shoot, I think it's smaller than New Jersey. It's little.
hmm
Like I said, they weren't bothering anybody. And when they decided to fight back, oh my Lord, everybody had a problem with it.
hmm
They're fighting back. They're fighting back. Well, you know where I have a problem with them, with the whole thing, is Hamas. lives underground, like a gopher.
Mm-hmm.
And they live underground and they put all their people on top. So they use their people as human shields. I tell you what, I'd have flooded those tunnels. Everybody on top would have been all right, and I'd have flooded those tunnels. But you know what? I think a little bit different than they do.
But that's inhumane.
Well, all of it's inhumane. It was inhumane for them to go into those people's houses and kill those people, too.
Well,
That was
absolutely.
inhumane.
But that's okay. But that's okay.
You know,
And you're not supposed to fight back.
well, you know what? God doesn't want us to fight back. God wants love and peace and
Mhm.
serenity. But you know what? I got to tell you, there's going to be a lot of fighting and everything going on because you know why? Because the devil, Satan, knows he's only got but a short time left.
Right. Right. No, I
He's
agree.
only got a short time left. So he's going to push it to the limit.
Yep, that's for sure.
And it's
Oh
just
yeah.
too bad. It's just too bad.
Yep. Well, if more people would just, say out loud, I rebuke you,
You're right. You're right.
he has no choice but to leave when you say that.
Well, I sure wish he'd leave tomorrow because
Right.
I'm pretty sick of dealing with him.
Right.
Sick
Right.
of watching him on my TV and dealing with all the people he's turned into these crazy people that do crazy things.
Oh, I know. I know. I mean, every day it's like a shit show of something stupid.
I love my neighbor. I want you to know. I love my neighbor, and anybody who knows me knows I love my neighbor. I'd do anything in the world for my neighbor if they really needed it. But I'm having a hard time with these people that are being stupid because I can't
Mhm.
fix stupid. I can
No,
do whatever I can, but I can't fix stupid.
right. Right. You can't. You can't. I mean, there is no fixing stupid. If you can't see the writing on the wall by now, they're never going to see it. They're never going to see it because people don't understand that all this stuff going on with Mr. T, it's all a distraction of what they're really doing.
Oh, I know.
And
If
you can't get that through to their heads. You just can't. You can't get it through. It's like, okay, he did this, 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 and this. All right, but why in the world is it, broadcasted that did you know that there's submarines, Russian submarines down by the shores of Florida? Did you know that there's bombers flying over Cheyenne mountains? Did you know any of this?
no,
No.
no, because we're too busy finding out that Trump did something else wrong. He did something else wrong. I made a comment to you when I talked to you this afternoon. I said if he broke wind in a parking lot, somebody would get him for breaking the Clean Air Act. But you
Yep.
know what's really funny is I guess he broke wind in court today. So I'm waiting for him to get him for breaking the Clean Air Act because
Yeah. He got 30 days for that, did he?
no, he can't move, he can't talk, he
Mm.
can't do anything they want. I don't get it. And then they let Weinstein out, and I thought, oh, okay, we'll let Weinstein out, and we'll let all these people that are doing nasty, horrible things, we'll let them free. But we're going to go after Trump.
Mhm.
And we're going to go after everything Trump does.
Right. And you know what? Here's the thing, and I've said it a million times. If you like the guy, you like the guy. If you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. That's fine and dandy. But
Yep.
he has a right. He has a right to go to his son's graduation. And for them to say, nah, it's like, really? And then they're talking about putting him in jail for breaking the gag order and taking away his Secret Service. That is so unconstitutional. It isn't even funny.
Well, if you think about it, I have one of those minds. If you think about it, if they took a Secret Service away from him and they put him in jail, they could get one of those crazy people in there to hurt him. I don't trust our government right now. I don't trust single thing they do.
Nope.
But they're not
Nope.
going to do that. I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't going to do that. For one, God's watching out for Trump. He's been anointed. But secondly, I'm going to tell you they ain't going to do that because there would be an uproar like the United States ain't never seen before if something happened to him in prison over there because they were stupid.
Well, I think they're thinking about it, but I think they realize that that will be the tip of the iceberg that sends people off of their couches, their chairs, their whatever, and they will be out for blood.
Well, you know what? They better think about it more than once because, yeah, it won't be good. It won't be good. I can promise you it won't be good. What do you think, Royal Apple? You think it'd be good if they did something horrible to Trump? I don't think so. I think good Lord put his hand down, and he would put it down hard, and I wouldn't want to be around.
Oh, that hand's coming down.
Oh,
It's
it's
definitely
coming
coming.
down. It's
It's
coming
coming.
down. It's coming down. That
It's
hand's
coming.
coming down.
Yep.
He's gonna make this right. He's gonna make all of this right. So we can
Yep.
go back to loving and caring for each other and not being afraid of each other anymore. That's what the good
Right.
Lord's got planned for us. We just got to get rid of these swamp creatures,
Right. Right.
you know.
I mean, it's blatant in people's faces. It's right there. Okay, there was another gaffe that the Munchkin Man, as you like to call the Marshmallow Man, he made another gaffe the other day, and he was talking about Mr. T,
Hmm.
and he was saying we can't trust him, and he said we can't trust us.
No, you got to tell. Yeah, you can't trust us. That
Hmm.
us. That's the real truth. He's talking about everybody up there. You can't trust us, but
Hmm.
his dementia has gotten in the way.
Yeah.
You got to tell about the gas station story. I thought I was going to die when I heard you telling about the gas station story. Y'all listen to the gas station story with the old Mr. Marshmallow Man.
Well, I'll tell you the story and then I'll tell you my take on it.
All right,
Okay.
that'll work. That'll
The
work.
story is that he was supposed to go to a gas station in Pennsylvania. Why a gas station? Who knows? But he was supposed to go to a gas station and have his equivalent of what they like to call a rally. I mean, at a gas station, but okay, that's fine. And when he got there, nobody was there. And then there were two kids off to the side. And he went over to talk to the two kids. And they just kind of looked up at him and turned and walked away. And the big headline now is he's suing the gas station.
Come on, guys. You know that's got to be funny. Nobody likes him. I don't even think his wife likes him.
Yeah, but I still think that they stopped for gas and he got out of the car and thought he was at his rally that they call it. And I know, who knows what goes on in that mush brain. I I don't know, but these are facts, you guys. I mean, we're not just making fun. These are facts. You can look them up.
Oh yeah, he got out of his car and he was going to have himself a rally and nobody was there.
It's the gas station's fault.
And even the kids didn't want to talk to him. They walked away from him and it made him mad. You know what? Nobody wants to talk to that man. He's
Well, you
crazy
know
if he
what?
thinks anybody
He
wants to talk to him.
he could have very easily been walking up to the kids and sniffing. I smell kids.
Ew, he's terrible. He's terrible. And you know what? And he doesn't even hide it anymore. He's just nasty.
Yep. Yep. None of them hide it anymore. None
You
of
know,
them.
really, honestly, laying all jokes aside, not to be funny or anything, but it is elderly abuse to have him up there because he don't know where he's at. He don't know how to tie his shoes. Come on. Come on.
He can't even pronounce his hometown anymore. He can't even pronounce Scranton.
And oh, but he can run again. He's gonna run again.
Well, we
He's
know
gonna
he's not from
he's gonna
Scranton.
I can do this, he said. He got there and he said, I can do this. And I thought, that's about all you can do is hold up your hand like that because I ain't been able to do anything else since.
Hmm. Yeah, and I was wondering, I thought about this because, with the whole files and everything that he had in his Corvette and in the the Chinese restaurant, and all of that. And he said, I don't remember. Now, what do you think would happen if in court Mr. T got on the stand and said, I don't remember? They'd be like, oh, that's it. That's it. He can't run this country. He's got no mental capacity to do that. But you got this bumbling guy that doesn't remember what he had for breakfast or even if he ate breakfast. Probably had ice cream for breakfast.
Well, the real truth is his wife, and she ain't no doctor. Just because she's got herself a degree, don't make her. She's got a doctor in. She is not a doctor.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Ah,
she likes that fancy life,
mm-hmm.
you
Royal
know.
Apple.
But
Don't need to cut you off,
but
Connie. Royal
I
Apple put on here about the gas to start digging
I
in the
can't
backyard.
wait to tell you, Royal Apple, and that was my next news
Okay,
flash
let,
here.
let me put in this part first.
Okay, you go right ahead.
They're closing the Persian Gulf off so they can't send oil. Excuse me.
Bless you.
So they can't send oil this way. And take it away, Connie.
Okay, well, I want to tell you guys, it was just announced a couple days ago that he's getting ready. Our wonderful Marshmallow Man is getting ready to do the National Climate Emergency Act. You guys, well, it wasn't climate at that time. I don't think they called it climate, but you remember the Emergency Act and how we all got locked down for that wonderful disease or virus that China sent over here. Yeah. Well, now he's going to do the National Climate Emergency Act. Do you know what that means? That means he's going to stop drilling, period. No more drilling in the United States. He's going to stop it. Cold turkey, no more. We can't do that, guys. Everything there is too much in our state that runs off of fossil fuel.
Too
We
much in every state.
I mean, in our country.
Right.
That means you're going to shut down the water plants. You're going to shut down the electric plants unless you got those wonderful windmills that okay, so maybe every once in a while you get a little bit of electricity. Um, the gas at the gas pump is going to be so astronomical you ain't going to be able to leave your home. What is wrong with this man?
Um, I I think he's taking orders from the underground, but that's my opinion.
I can't even believe it. I can't even believe it. You know, that means, I mean, there's some states out there right now that are paying like $7 a gallon. Can you imagine what you're going to be paying when he stops drilling? Because nobody in the Middle East is going to send us any oil at all because they're over there too busy fighting or they're blowing up. Somebody blew up Iran's oil part. Remember that? That was
Yep,
just the other
yep.
night.
And then, so okay, he wants to stop drilling, and they're closing the Persian Gulf so that the tankers can't come through. And let's piss Russia off with sending NATO's nuclear wars to Poland, and let's hit their oil wells and their oil drill spots.
Well, see, no, see, Royal Apple, it ain't about it ain't about that we don't have the oil. It's about he don't want to do it no more. He don't want to drill no more. He thinks that we should live on green.
Right,
He don't want to drill.
right, right.
I and you know what? Uh, green ain't gonna get us nowhere. There's fossil fuel makes every single thing in our home, some way or another. And you know
Mhm.
that green thing? You know that green thing? Fossil fuel had something to do with that too. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This country that we live in right now, this is not the America that I grew up in.
Oh
This
no. Oh
is
no, no,
not
no.
this is not the America that I know and love. This is
No.
people are nuts. They're
Right.
crazy.
They are. They are. And and last time I checked, I I don't remember giving anybody permission to do a lot of what they're doing. I didn't vote on anything. Did you? Did you
No, and
vote
I
pipelines
don't
down?
I don't think we're allowed to vote on that kind of stuff. I think they decide for us, and I don't know
Mm,
who. And you know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Lord, forgive me. I'm going to confession right now. Dear God, forgive me for what I'm getting ready to say. But I do not want AOC making any kind of decisions for me. All right? Can you please make sure that she don't make no decisions for me? Her or Nancy Pelosi, either one.
Oh, what about your favorite Talibi?
Oh yeah, don't she? We don't want her making any decisions for us either. Yeah, no.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. What is that? The squad.
Well, they can be a squad on their own. I don't care. Y- if they stood up for America,
Right.
I love America.
Right.
It's my home.
Okay.
Many
Well, here.
people fought and died for it, and
Right. Right.
And you
And
know what? And many people want to come here. And I love people that come here. I've got a good friend of mine that came here from Germany. And God love you, Roy. I know you're from Italy. And I bless the day you all got here. But these guys they don't like America that are coming in here.
well, I mean, how can they not see somebody talking out both sides of their mouth when They're killing the Palestine babies. They're killing the Palestine women. They're killing the Palestine children. Okay, granted, that is a horrible thing. But yet turn around the next day and say, we will fight for Roe v. Wade. And you can do it up until 9 months.
I thought that I heard that they could do it right. The baby could already be born.
Yes, they could do
That's,
it and not suction anything out. And there you go.
you know what? That's just wrong. I don't care. That's just wrong. Oh, that's wrong.
But don't, let us feel sorry for the Palestine children, but we shouldn't feel sorry for people that, I mean, I don't understand. I had two children, I had two kids. And I know there's people out there that had a lot more than me, but I don't understand how you could carry a baby around in your stomach for 9 months, feeling it kicking and moving and every day and hiccuping, and then just be like, okay, yeah, don't let him breathe. I really don't want him.
I didn't want him. I wanted a her. So
Okay.
can you take it back and let's exchange it? You know what? I can't imagine. My the best time of my life is when I was carrying my kids around. I told them myself. I said, you know what? I'd rather still be carrying you around. Well, I don't want you to be as big as you are right now, but
Right.
I'd rather still be carrying them around than having in this world the way it is right now.
No, I would love to be a kangaroo and have a pouch so I could put my kids, my grandkids, my daughter-in-laws, my family, and just we'll all be together because it's coming. It's coming. They're trying to tear apart the family. You can't even be a family anymore.
Well, that's
You
what they
cannot
said.
be a family.
Once they tear apart the family unit, that they've got it. See, don't you know that's when they really got you? When they tear down that family unit, and they know it, and
Right.
they know
And
it.
and what's the best way to cause problems in a marriage and with kids? The money. We'll take it in taxes. We'll raise everything. And, and it's like you're both doing your part. You're both, working your fingers to the bone, and you still can't make ends meet.
You know, children are a blessing, and
Yes,
I'm
they
going to
are.
tell you something in the Bible. In my Bible, I don't know who anybody else's Bible, but in my Bible, it says there are two sins that are unforgivable, and he means unforgivable. There isn't any. I found the Lord on the jailhouse floor. There's two that are unforgivable, and one of them is saying there is no God. All right, he ain't gonna forgive you for that just because you're in trouble, and he ain't gonna forgive you for that because you know what, you done turned your back. You know, but the other one is don't mess with the innocent. And the innocent are the children. And that's exactly what they're doing. Lord, have mercy on their souls because you know what? God's going to just. It, I feel sorry for them because they done made their self one of the biggest mistakes they've ever made.
Hmm.
You don't take some innocent little child and do something like that to him. You don't. I look at those little babies. And I look at those little kids. You look at those little 2-year olds, and they got the most innocent look in their eyes. They don't know what's going on. All they know is somebody's going to give them something to eat, and they're going to run and they're going to learn a new word that day.
Exactly.
And they sure
Exactly.
don't think it. I'm sorry, I'm getting ready to say something, and I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to say it anyway. And at 10 years old, they sure don't know whether they're male or female. They really don't care.
There you go.
I don't
There you
think they
go.
care. I don't think they care.
Oh,
They're
they're
too
making them
busy having
care.
fun. I know, and it's wrong, and it
They're
is
making
so
them
wrong.
care. They're making them
It's
care at 4 and 5 years old.
it's wrong. It's wrong.
There are children that are more sensitive, boys and girls, and there are children that are more tough, boys and girls. So, why not influence the girls that are a little bit tougher and be like, you want to be a boy, don't you? Yeah, you really want to be a boy. And, and then with the boys, it's like, wouldn't it be nice just to wear dresses all the time? It's sickening. It's
I,
absolutely sickening.
I think some of it's wrong with the parents. I think the parents are the one that they're the one that got the mental problem, not the kids. It's the parents.
Well,
I
that's
wish I
part
would have
of it.
had a girl. I wish I had a girl and said I had you, so I'm going to dress you up like a little girl instead.
That's part of it.
That's
But
it.
that is part of it is the parents. But now they have it so that they can talk to these kids and convince these kids, and they can take the kids to start the hormone therapy without the parents. And if the parents put up a fight, they take the kids from the parents. That's what they're doing now.
And see, and that ain't none of their concern. They can keep their grubby little hands right off of my kids or my grandkids or any kid that is in my family. They can just stay off of it. And you know what, Norm? You're right. You were born a boy, and you're happy to be a boy, and I was born a girl, and I probably could play marbles better than the rest of the boys. But I'll tell you what, I'm still glad I'm a girl.
Mhm.
I'm
Exactly.
still glad I'm a girl.
I played with trucks when I was little. I had two older brothers. I played with trucks. I didn't play with dolls. My sister and my aunt, which is only a couple years older than my sister, they played with dolls. They played with Barbies. I wasn't allowed. I was too young. Don't touch those Barbies. You'll ruin them. Okay.
Shh. Shoot, my brother, and I think if you had listened to one of my videos way back when, but my brother and my cousin Orville, we had a Stretch Armstrong. You guys remember Stretch Armstrong? Oh my God. You could stretch that thing so far and he just popped right back. Well, Orville and my brother decided that they were going to find out how far they could stretch it. So one got on his back and the other got on his back, and they held his arm and they went different directions. They went a long ways before, well, his arm came off and all his gooey stuff was inside him. But, you know, those were the
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
Those were the days.
Yeah. They were. They really were. I mean, we did not know and we did not care about world news. We didn't care about sex. We didn't care about what sex we were. We didn't
No,
care about any of that. All we cared about was getting enough people to play kickball.
you're
That's
right.
what we cared
Or
about.
kick the can. Or hey, let's go play hide and go seek.
Or tag. Or, I
Yeah.
mean, that's what we cared about. And these poor kids, yeah, and I saw something a while back that somebody had said something. I don't remember the exact wording of it, but it's like, I'm sure glad I don't have to raise kids nowadays because all we had to do was teach our kids the birds and the bees. Now you got to teach the kids the birds and the bees and the bees and the bees and the birds and it just goes on and on. And it's like, ain't that
And the bee that wants to be a bird.
right?
And the bird that wants to be a bee. You know what? It's ridiculous. And God didn't expect us to do all that. He made it simple and it should have stayed simple. And you're absolutely right, KMM. You cannot stay outside all night long because I'd be scared to death. I don't know. You don't know what's going on out there. Night
Mm-hmm.
creatures come out at night and do not awful nasty things to people. And I mean, they're stealing kids. You
Mm-hmm.
gotta put you know, I used to watch, and we played Army and we played Cowboys and Indians. Um, I used to watch these people that had leashes on their kids, and I used to think that is the meanest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're treating them like their dog. That is horrible. Well, then I had a son that I could kind of understand why he would have a leash on him, but his poor little blood on his hand, probably circulation was getting cut off because I held on to him so tight. Um, but now I'd put
My
a
son
leash
had a
on
leash.
my kids so nobody'd steal them.
Yeah, my son had a leash when he was little because he used to like to look where we'd been and not where we're going. So yeah, he had a leash for a while. But yeah, no. I mean, I'm scared to death, like if I go over and watch my grandsons and they're like, no, can we go out and play? I don't want to say no, but it's like I'm on the porch and I'm scared to death. It's like I I am I am so scared of somebody coming up and stealing my grandchildren and having to explain it to my son
Yep,
and daughter-in-law.
yep, yep,
What
yep.
were you doing that was I remember here's a story. I remember one time, um, my younger grandson, which is 9 now, I don't know, he was maybe 3 at the time, and my mom and I had took him to the store, and he wanted out of the cart, and it's like, "Okay, well, stay here," and we were looking at things, and he went and hid under I thought he was by my mom thought he was by me, and he went and hid under clothes in a clothes rack.
I used to do that.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, confession, dear God, please forgive me again. I was the one hiding in the clothes.
Well, in the midst of all of this, my son called and said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Well, we're at the store." And he's like, "Well, how long are you going to be there?" And I said, "Long enough until we find your son." Oh my goodness. I thought the roof was going to cave in. He's like, "What do you mean, find my son?" And it's like, I told him the story. And I will say this, it was at J.C. Penney's, and they put everybody that was in that building that worked for Penny's warehouse, stock, everybody came out from the back. People went to the front, they locked the doors, and they put it on an Adam alert.
And they all dug through
A
all the
little,
clothes racks, and there he was, sitting
and
there
we
minding his own business.
and we kept calling and calling and calling. Now they wouldn't let anybody in and they wouldn't let anybody out. But they did. My son got in just by the skin of his teeth before they locked it down because he wasn't that far away.
Wow.
And when he got there, we had found him because a little boy had saw not a little boy, but a boy had saw him and told his dad. And the dad came over and he's like, he's under that rack, you know. I mean, and I looked and I looked and I shouted and I shouted and I shouted and people were shouting and shouting and it's like, just come out, you're not in trouble. But by the time dad got there, he yelled at my mom, he yelled at me, and then he yelled at him. He's like, look at what look at what you're doing to your Nona and your Biznona. He's like, look at them. They're a mess. What were you thinking?
You're never going anywhere again. You're going to stay home and you're going to live in a closet. And now you're going to stay home and play cowboys and Indians in the backyard, and you're never going to get to go shopping again.
But thank God. Thank God that they had that. I mean, sad because it was from that little boy Adam
Yeah,
that came up missing in a store like that. But
yeah.
thank God they had those Adam alerts. It locks down, and I tell you, they locked that down real quick.
Oh,
Real quick. As soon
well,
as they
now they want to catch him,
right.
and Royal Apple brought something up, and I'm going to let you go ahead, and I'm sure you saw it, but she brought up that
Mm.
it's not the people, it's the illegal people that I'm afraid of. So I'm going to let you go into your news report. Y'all are so smart. It's like you read our minds.
So Royal Apple, I don't know if you saw the news or not, but I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of Dwayne the dog bounty hunter. So, yeah, he wants to get a brigade together and round up all the illegals and get them out of here. And my thought on that is I think that when Mr. T gets back in, that he should do that. I think he should let him do that. Do you know that man has put away in his career, he has put away 10,000 criminals. He has found them and put them back in jail. And the ones that he found that were having problems with drugs and alcohol, he helped them get straight. A lot of them get straight, and they're straight on the straight and narrow now because of him.
Yeah,
You may like him,
yeah.
you may not like him, whatever. I got it. But he can get the job done. And they don't use weapons per se. They don't use sniper rifles and stuff like that. They just put
No, we just need him. You know what? It would be really nice if we could do the Christianly kind of way and put out an announcement and say, all right, everybody, our president lied to you. We don't want you here. We're so sorry that you were invited here to come in illegally. Now, if you'd like to come in, you can do your paperwork and we'll make you let you come. But you guys that just rushed the border and all came in here, you're gonna have to go home, and then we'll send you a letter when you come back.
yes, he did, Gloria. Um,
But
came out with his new book, Dog, the Bounty Hunter. When I first started, I used to watch him. Well, I used to saw the show, and I thought, man, he's a jerk. He's full of himself. No, he's
well,
full
you
of,
have to be a jerk. Look what he deals with.
but he was one of those jerks at one time. That's the thing that's so amazing. He was on the other side.
Well,
He
see,
was
there
the
you
drug
go.
addict. He was the one running from the law.
There you go.
And he turned his life around,
Yep.
gave it to the Lord, and there you go. And pretty much most of his kids have all followed in some way, shape, or form in his footsteps of being a bounty hunter or law enforcement or something.
I think that's amazing, and I think that he should get a good paycheck, and he ought to round them all up, and Trump give him a plane, and they can just give him a backpack and just drop him off with a
Just
parachute
there you
over
go. That's
wherever
what
they
I'm saying.
go.
That's what I'm saying. Just get these planes, go round them up, slap it on there. Okay, this plane's going to Nicaragua. This plane's going to El Salvador.
Somalia,
This plane,
Somalia,
this plane's going to Somalia, and
mm.
just drop them in the rice fields or in the mountains or something.
And while you're doing it, can you take Omar because she's from Somalia and take her with you too? Drop her off because she ain't so smart either. I'm gonna tell you. You talk about how bad he was at one time, and I was just all of a sudden it came to my mind. And I wanted to say it. God never did pick anybody that was good. Think about it. Think about it. You know,
No,
David was the apple of God's eye, and he had Bathsheba's husband killed.
right.
He didn't do so great. He wasn't such a great man. But you know what? God chose him. I'm going to tell you right now, Trump wasn't such a good guy when he was younger. He was full of himself, and he still kind of is a little bit full of himself. But he did all kinds of things. But you know what? If you haven't seen the change in him, then you aren't looking. You guys aren't looking
Right.
because there's a change in that man, and you can see it in his eyes.
Well, he only takes those pictures with the Bible just for photo ops.
Do you know when I was my career choice, I did eyes. That's what I did. I mean, I made glasses and such for people. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. If anyone ever looks at you and tells you that the eyes are not the window to the soul, they're crazy. because you can look at a person and you can see exactly what's going on by just looking in their eyes.
Yep.
The whole story's told.
Yep. That's true. That's true. If you look in somebody's eye, it's it's an adult's the same as a child. You can tell when a child's sad. You can tell when a child's mad. You can tell when just look into their eyes.
You can tell when they're lying to you, too. Just look in
Mhm.
their eyes. They ain't looking
Yep.
at you. They're looking away. They're looking up. They're looking down. They look scared. They know. You
Right?
know.
Well, I always told my boys, tell me the truth because I'm going to find out anyway. And it's going to be worse on you when I find out and you lied to me than if you tell me the truth. You might get
Yep.
in trouble, but I'll cut you some slack for telling me the truth. But if you
Right.
lie and I find out, there's no slack about it.
You know, in the Bible, chapter 38, Ezekiel 38 is the war of Gog and Magog. Now, I don't know if that's where we're at. Sure seems like it's awful quick. But if it is, I got to tell everybody. No wonder everyone is telling you go in your house and shut your door and
Right?
don't come out for a few days. Because you know what? It is going to get pretty hairy and it is going to get nasty. But you
Hmm.
know what? God promised. He promised a beautiful life afterwards. And I've never seen anything that he's ever promised that it hasn't happened. So I'm holding on to that promise. It's all
Right?
going to get better, guys. I can promise you it's going to get better.
Right? It's
We
got
just
to.
it's just going to get a little harder. It's going to get a little harder, little
Yep.
tougher.
Yep.
We all gone through it one
Yep.
way or the other.
And
Somehow
we
or
do
another, we've gone through some rough times in our life.
and we do have to find funny things.
You gotta laugh.
Laughing.
You gotta laugh because you know what? That's it. That's the only cure there is. And you know when somebody looks at you and they say Biden is the best president, do you know what? I saw
They
that on
do. That's the
TV.
best laughter of the day.
I saw that on TV. They said, you know what? We analyzed all the presidents of the United States, starting from George Washington all the way down to Biden. And they put Trump as the last president, the worst president.
Mhm. Oh, I saw that. I saw that.
But
Yeah.
they put Biden as the best president. I wanted to be on that poll. Who did that poll? Who did they ask? Because you can't fix stupid.
They probably asked the Senate or the Congress.
They ask Adam Schiff. Let's don't be crazy. You know they asked Adam Schiff. Or they asked Nancy Pelosi. Or they asked, well,
But that
AOC's about as
surprises me.
smart as a box of rocks.
But that surprises me. But then again, maybe they would have given themselves up that they didn't say it was oh bummer, you know.
Oh, well, they knew. They knew. And y'all know. You know, just between me, you, and the fence post, y'all know that he's one running our country. It sure isn't this man that can't tie his shoes.
Mm-mm.
He started all of this when he was in office the first time. And
Mhm.
he had an agenda. And guess what? Trump kind of messed it up because they never thought for 1 minute he was going to get in there. They thought that Hillary was going to carry it on. And guess what? They put a kink in his little plan there for
And
4 years.
did you see that Hillary crawled out from under her rock and she's flapping her jaws again?
Oh, that's another one. You know what? She should be on her knees and praying. She is something else
Yeah.
again.
She's on her knees
She,
doing a whole lot of other stuff.
well, you know, she was going out with Uma Wiener.
I know. I
Well, you
know.
know, yeah, but you know who Uma Wiener's going out with now, right? Um, Uma Aberdeen, whatever her name is, she's going out with George Soros' son.
Ah,
So I mean, can't have the devil. If you can't have the devil's assistant, you might as well have the devil yourself.
right? There you
Yep.
go. There you go. Oh, KMM, let's hope that she is one that has to beg and beg. And at that, I don't even think she hurt kids and she denies God. So let's hope that he just says, nope, boop, down button.
Bad egg. You know what? Remember Willy Wonka? And he said, that kid got up there and said, nope, bad egg, bang. And he went down, there you go. That's going to be Hillary Clinton. Bad
Yeah,
egg.
yeah,
Yeah, because it's all wrong. Guys,
yeah.
it is all wrong. It's all
It is.
wrong.
It is.
They're all wrong, and I'm all right. I just want to tell you that. They're all wrong, and I'm all right.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I don't really
Exactly.
feel that way, but
You know,
I do know that a lot of things are getting kind of crazy. I don't know what everybody else's insurance on their house. Has anybody had an increase in the insurance on their homes? Anybody? Because mine went up $1,000 a year. Tell me why. I've never even had a claim.
I know my sons went up. My
My
mom's
car
went up.
insurance went up.
Car insurance canceled us. They said, no, bye. And it's like, okay. And then I had, this is a good one. I had Allstate send me an email or a text message, they're whatever they do, and they get your information. And they said, we can save you money. We can give you insurance for $800 a month. And it's like, that
Oh, hey, that's a real savings. Are you kidding me?
I was paying two.
Well, I was going to say that's house payment. Isn't that crazy?
Uh-huh.
Mm-mm.
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the one that guy that looks all crazy and disheveled that has his hair all hanging out all over everywhere?
I think
That
so.
what's his name? Mayhem.
Yeah,
Mayhem.
you're
Well,
in good
there
hands.
you're in good hands with Mayhem. It'll look
You're in
like
good
it.
hands with Allstate. No, thank
Well,
you.
it
No,
don't
thank
look.
you.
It don't look like you're in good hands with Mayhem.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No, no, no.
No,
Uh-uh. No.
no. You know what, Royal Apple, you're right. It's all red flags. It's all flags telling us that get ready, get ready. You know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know if I told you this the last live, or I don't know if I told you in a video, or I don't know, because you know what, I'm kind of getting a little old, and me and Joe Biden probably should be good friends because he could talk to me and I wouldn't remember what he said because I care less. But when you're going to the store, you pick up a thing of salt, a thing of flour, and a thing of sugar. Every time you go to the store, you pick up a thing of salt, a thing of sugar, and a thing of flour. Because you know what? I'm going to tell you something. When money gets to the point that you don't have a whole lot of it, these are bartering tools, and there ain't a doggone thing that can't be made with flour, salt, and sugar. So I made it a practice. I've got salt, sugar, and flour. Every time I went to the grocery store, and my husband told me, we look like hoarders. We got all this salt, sugar, and flour. I said, well, you're going to be happy about it when I decide one of these days I'm going to make cake. Um, but you know what? Seriously, That's something you can always trade off with somebody.
The big commodity now would be to start storing gas.
Well, you know what? You think it's funny, but KMM, did you notice that sugar went up $1.50 in 2 weeks? I did.
Yeah, that's why I keep my gas tank on full. It
Always,
I keep it
always.
on full, and it's like, if it comes off of full, I will get $5, $10 worth of gas. I don't care. I keep it on full.
All right, and I got another little secret for you that I did here recently because I like to do crazy stuff. They're on Amazon, which Amazon can be like the devil, but
Yes,
right now we don't have a choice. We got to deal with them.
right.
But there's a light you can get, and you hang it on your wall, and it's battery operated, right? And it's motion detected, and it's actually kind of pretty. And you know what? Every time you walk by it, it turns on. If the electricity went off, that wouldn't be such a bad thing to have now, would it?
Another thing to have too is, excuse me, a hand crank AM radio. I have one.
You have a hand crank for hand radio? That was
Mhm.
before God.
Oh, no, no, no. I just got it a year ago.
You did?
Yes, ma'am.
I
I
don't think
sure
I've
did.
ever even seen one.
Yep. Yep. I sure did. It's like, they
Wow.
keep saying get these AM radios with batteries and well, I'm not going to run out of batteries because as long as my arm can crank,
Well,
hear what's going on.
I got a generator. It's a little bitty one. It's only about so big. It's a little heavy to carry. I think it might weigh about 20 or 30 pounds. But I've got the solar panels that go with it, and it's solar. So I can run my refrigerator on it or something on it. You
Yep.
know what? Secrets make my heart just jump too. Because I'm gonna tell you something else. It was a big secret just this weekend. My husband told me, he's into this fitness thing. I don't know what he thinks he's gonna do. He thinks he's gonna become a part of the WEF Wrestling Federation or what. But um, he only eats nuts and fruit and whatever, and he works out 3 times a day. I said, look, I ain't got time for that. But I was at the park with him, and you know what I found, guys? I found bushes and bushes and bushes of blackberries. And I went and I picked blackberries. And I picked a bunch of blackberries. And I made a blackberry preserve. And then I made, because I wanted to see if I could make donuts. Like, that's what we need, right? We need some donuts. And sugar makes you happy. I don't care what they say. But I made some cream filled donuts
Yep.
with those blackberry preserves.
Yep.
Oh my God, they were so good. But you don't realize what's around you. I guess that was the point that I was trying to make. You don't realize what's around you. Nobody, it didn't belong to anybody. These berry
Right.
trees didn't belong to anybody.
Right.
So I took a snipping off of them and I'm growing some in the backyard.
Funny story when you said you don't know what's around you. I happened to run across a show, Extreme Cheapskates. True story. It's on TV. Look it up. There
Huh?
was a family. This woman was so cheap. She invited people over to have dinner, and she had her kids go out in the backyard and pick dandelions and other stuff and served it as a salad.
You know what? You can eat dandelions.
I
Um,
understand that, but, and then another one that was so cheap, he said he was gonna come and asked if he could stay on his couch, because on their couch, because he wanted to go on to somewhere else, and he wanted to stay overnight, and they said, "Sure," and he says, "I'll cook a fine dinner for you." So he stopped at the market, and what does he do? He stopped at the market, and he bought 10 pounds of salmon that's been cut off. He had just the bones and a little bit of flesh and 2 heads, and
what?
cooked it up,
Uh-huh.
and he got 10 pounds for $2. And it's like, and I mean, there were kids in that house, and they were just like, no.
I ain't that hungry. I ain't that hungry.
It's unbelievable. I'm all for saving a buck, but, I had my son came home, and he was, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "Just watch this." There was another couple on there that they go dumpster diving, and they were expecting a baby, and they got all the things, the crib and the changing table all in the dumpster diving, and she needed a breast pump, and she was not about to pay. Now, these are not poor people. I mean, they have money to survive.
Well, that's why they have money. 'Cause
And she's like, I am not paying $200 for a breast pump. So her husband came up with the Orlando 3000 with a bike pump.
you gotta be kidding me.
No, I'm not. That show is, I mean, it's actually comic. We were laughing. We were
I,
really laughing.
I think about cheap people, and my grandfather. I gotta tell you, my grandfather. And actually, I want to tell you real quick, he was my step grandfather because I really didn't like the man. But he was the cheapest man that ever walked on shoe leather. And I'm telling you, he was a cheap man. He had these little uh, uh, clothespins, and you'd dry your hands on paper towel, and you had to hang them on this little rope that he had. All these paper towels were hanging on a rope,
Oh yeah, there
and
was
then
16 of those on there.
he'd save all of his birthday cards, and then if you wanted to send a birthday card to somebody, he'd scratch out from so and so. He'd scratch out their name, put his name on it, and give it to somebody else. I'd never seen a cheaper man in my life. He
Well,
was
you need to
so
watch that
cheap.
show. You need to watch that show because these people are washing their floss and drying it and reusing it.
Oh no, we ain't going there. Well, and another thing you used to do is the cardboard. Now I'm going to tell you guys. The cardboard that comes off toilet paper. It really does have a good use, and I'll tell you what it is in a minute. But it wasn't what my grandfather did. He used to take that cardboard and then stick it in the next cardboard, and pretty soon he had it where when you went to pull the toilet paper, it gave you one square. And I mean,
Uh,
you fought to get the one square. It was the craziest thing you ever saw. But
that is.
I'm gonna tell you, those cardboard. Because now let me tell you the smart thing. If you got a fireplace at your house, you take those little cardboard pieces that are left over from the toilet paper, and your laundry lint that you're throwing away every day that you throw
Yeah.
away, stuff it in that little cardboard toilet paper thing. And that makes the best fire starter you have ever seen. That is the best fire starter. Yeah. Yeah, I learned that
Yeah,
one.
look
That
how
was a
many
good
houses
one.
catch on fire every year from the lint.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it starts my fireplace every winter, and
Mm-hmm.
it works good. I'm telling you, it works really good. That's what
Mm-hmm.
we do with the. If we could just regenerate everything, at least a little bit of some of it. I ain't
Right.
saving
Right.
my paper towels. I'm sorry, I ain't gonna do that.
Right. Right. So I have a question for you guys. One last of these extreme cheapskates. What would you do if you were invited to a wedding and you were asked to bring a potluck plate? because this one mom gave a wedding for her daughter for less than $1,000 and had people bring potluck dinner. And yeah, I swear to God. And then she wouldn't pay for a wedding cake, so she borrowed the fake one at the bakery.
Oh my God. You know what? I'd have been humiliated if I was that girl. I'd
I
have
would have
said,
been like, "Mama, no, mm-mm,
I'm
mm-mm."
getting the heck out of here as fast as my legs can carry me. No wonder she got married. She probably was really young, trying to get out of that house.
Mm. Oh
Can you
yeah.
imagine?
Oh, you should have seen because the future mother-in-law, was going along for the ride. She bought the dress at a pawn shop for $75.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. I got to tell you something here because I've got some really, really good friends of mine that are Hispanic. And, you know, I'm going to tell you something that I have learned. I have learned, is it? Don't ever mess. I've learned a few things. Don't ever mess with a Hispanic mama's son because it don't matter what her son did, he was right, and you just don't mess with him because
Okay.
she's gonna knock snot out of you no matter
Okay.
what. Okay, but I'll tell you what. You got the Hispanic family. You think the Mormons are close and the Amish are close? Oh heavens, they had to learned it from the Hispanic families. They get together and you'll have one of the biggest weddings you've ever seen, and it's the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen. And they have people that give something, some kind of something, always. And they're
Yep.
beautiful. And they're
Yep.
beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. I was in the banquet industry for a while, and I seen my fair share of different weddings. I'll tell you another wedding that's absolutely gorgeous is an Indian wedding. Like from India, an Indian wedding. Those sarongs and the saris that they change into. I mean, the bride has like three different dresses. They're absolutely gorgeous.
And they do those
They're
tattoos.
gorgeous.
They do those tattoos all up their arm and everything. Yep. Yep.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous.
You
Yeah,
know, we could learn a few things from the different nationalities. If we all got together and we taught each other, that's the thing. I just can't get over it. If we taught each other a little bit of something,
right, right.
we'd all be so smart. We'd be all so smart.
Yep, we would. We would. Well, I mean, that's what they used to do. I mean, the Italians cooked. You know, the ones from here used to do pottery, and when they all came to America, they started sharing it with each other and teaching each other things. Not no
Yeah, the
more.
Italians are they're really giving people. The Italians are they're really giving people. We were talking one time and somebody was telling me, you know what? I had my ancestry. We had we had it so hard, and I thought, well, I don't know anything about my ancestry other than I'm like a Heinz 57. I got so many different kinds of blood in me. It don't matter anyway. But
Right,
I guess I'm more Irish than I am anything. And they called us spuds because that's all we lived off of was potatoes, I guess. Back
uh,
way back whenever, and they lived in cardboard boxes. Um,
right,
but
right,
we don't have to do that anymore. You know, you could take a little bit of wisdom from everybody and learn something from everybody and take it
right,
with you. You know, I just don't understand people. The more we can learn, the better off we can be. I
it's selfish. It's like I'm not going to teach anybody how to do this because I am going to just come up with this and I'm going to market it and I'm going to charge an arm and a leg for it, and people are going to buy it, and I'm going to put a patent on it, and you know, I mean,
And then when you die, it goes with you. So what? What good is that? Wouldn't you like to
exactly
have something that carries on for the rest of eternity?
right, right,
I would think, you
yep,
know, I would think. It's kind
yep.
of the way I think about things. I think about things a little bit different than everybody else, but you know. Well, guys, we have almost talked an hour and a half. And I told Linda, I promise you, I know you don't feel good. I'll only make you talk an hour. And now I've almost made her talk a half hour extra.
That's
Or
okay.
as my grandfather would say, it was, I had her talk 30 minutes extra than she wanted to talk. But I want to tell y'all, I love y'all, and it's so good to be with y'all. And I love these Thursdays. I love these Thursdays where I can get on here and we can talk about Epstein and Weinstein and Diddy Steen. Oh, and boy, all kinds of things are coming out about Diddy these days.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Gloria. Thank you. Yeah.
You know,
Well,
Diddy,
I gotta tell you something.
go
Uh,
ahead.
Connie reminded me because I knew a long time ago to put Vicks on the bottom of my on the bottom of my feet. You know, the Vicks Vapo Rub,
Mm,
and I did that. And I'm gonna tell you, I shouldn't have did it before the show because my nose is running like a sieve since I did it. But thank you for reminding me to do that. I apologize for the sniffles and the coughs and all of that.
that's okay because it's all running out. It's all coming out of you.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what I need it to do is come out.
Yep.
So, I
Yep.
mean, we gotta stop giving it back and forth in this house. It's just one, it goes from one to another to another to another. And
It
then
happens.
Ellie Mae had it, and I wasn't thinking. And she's teething and she puts her hands in her mouth. And then when she goes to sleep, she likes to cuddle. So I cuddle with her, and then she likes to hold one of my fingers while she's asleep.
Oh,
And with her not feeling good, I held her longer than I normally do.
well, you do. It always happens.
And then when she woke up, I would go and make something to eat, and I forgot to wash my hands. And there you have it.
Well, it
So we'll be
happens.
washing hands a lot more.
Well, it happens. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it happens. But you know what?
Thank you, Royal
That's
Apple.
that's that's a part of love. Sharing everything, even
Yeah,
the sickness. They're going to share it with you.
that's for sure.
It's a good thing. I'm telling y'all, it's a good
Yeah.
thing.
And I want to
Well,
thank everybody also. And I love everybody. And thank you for your kind words, Royal Apple and Gloria. I appreciate that. I am going to take good care of me and get plenty of fluids in me. Um,
and
thank you.
next Thursday, you're gonna be. Are you gonna be just as spry as an old tomcat?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, good,
mostly.
good.
Thank you. Mom. We love you too. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. Please, yep.
Yeah,
Please like
please
and
love you too.
subscribe. I always forget to say that. Thank you for reminding me. Please like and share and subscribe. I like my little family. I'd like it to grow a little bit bigger.
Right,
Um,
right.
but I love y'all, and tonight has been a lot of fun. And next week, let's see. Let's do a mission here. Let's do a mission. Let's do something fun. So next Thursday, I want y'all to bring a piece of news. You bring a piece of news that we can talk about. I'll bring
We'll
mine.
let you guys go first.
Yeah, and
So
then we'll
that,
bring ours. But let's let y'all. Let's see
right,
who comes up with something different, or if we're all not talking about the same thing.
right, Right.
It'd be a lot of fun because,
There's a lot going on.
like I said, it's always better to learn. And I could learn from y'all if y'all brought something new to the table.
Right, right. Exactly.
All
Exactly.
right. Well, I love y'all. Y'all have a great weekend. I'll have a new video out probably on Monday. God only knows what I'm going to be talking about, but I'll figure something out. And we'll see you again next Thursday. And Linda, you better get better before I go over there and have to whoop your butt.
Right. Well, I was going to try to put out a video on my channel and I came down with this again and it's like I'm just not going to do that and be all nasally and coughing and sneezing and all of that other stuff. So I will get one out when I'm feeling better. And thank you, Gloria. Thank you, everybody. It means so much to Connie and I to be able to do this. And
It
hopefully we
does.
bring a little bit of laughter, you know, and a little bit of fun to your day. Because, like Connie said at the beginning, we all need to laugh.
We got to
We all,
laugh. We got to laugh because you know what? There's just too much crying or too many things that we feel like we need to cry about. It ain't worth crying. It ain't worth crying.
no,
It's for
no,
we let's just laugh about it because you know what? We know there's something better at the other end. We know what
right?
there is. Something good's going to happen. I'm promising you right now. Something good's going to happen, and it
Yep.
is going to be fantastic.
Thank you all for your love and support. Until next week,
You
Connie,
guys,
I will be talking to you.
I
You
will
have
be
a
talking to
great
you soon.
night,
You
sister.
too. You too. And I'll talk to you all on Thursday. Love you. Bye.
Bye.